What's up, amigos? Coming to Jaime here today. Today we're gonna go over the new Bermuda Stride, Radiant Ocean Heltrauda, and we're gonna show a first strike basic play that goes over into 8 attacks. So I'm gonna cover the key cards needed, execute the play, and also some suggestions at the end too. So let's get right into it. Next Level Gaming has the new playmats already out for we have Bruce versus Bastion over here. Really amazing artwork, so I highly recommend. We also have the Vanguard Valentine's one, so if you're into like Angel Feather, for example, this would be perfect as well. And in the future coming out, we'll have something with Zorga versus Seraph Snow, so I'm excited for that one too. I'm gonna actually get that one myself too. So you can check out the affiliated link down in the description below and also get a 10% discount on your next purchase. So with the new star Heltrauda, this is when this unit attacks, you can discard 3 cards from your hand, return all of the cards on your circles other than the Vanguard circle to your hand, and then choose up 2 cards from your hand and call them to your Vanguard circle. Then at the end of the battle, you can counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and put this unit into your G zone face up, and then choose one of your Vanguards and stand it. So this allows you to manipulate your field to bounce back and call back while also going back to the G zone and standing your Vanguard. So in the essence, you're getting 2 Vanguard attacks, where one being a stride and one of your grade 3s. We're going to be pairing up with the Prism Image Vert that we've seen. Really great card in Premium 2 as well, and essentially the second skill is what matters most, is that when it attacks, you can counterblast 1, return off your front row regards to your hand, and then call up to 1 card with Prism in the card name from the bind zone to the regard circle. And of course, if your opponent's a grade 3 or greater, which we'll assume, you may call up to 2 units with that, different names, onto the regard circle. And so we'll assume that as well. To help with better numbers too as well, we have these OG cards from like Lemon Break era in a sense, and before too. So we have Princess Leite, so when she's bounced, you can actually soul charge, counter charge 1, and then give plus 4k onto any of your units. This helps with your regards hitting over that 13k threshold. At the same time, Celtic's a little bit different, where you can just soul blast 1 and then do the 4k onto another of your Bermuda Triangle units, of course. It's so old that it specifies Bermuda Triangle, notice that. Another card from the old set too, this is more for like on hit pressure, and then when it actually hits, you can counterblast 1 Prism from the damage zone, and then you can actually choose one of your regards, bounce it, and then you draw a card, because if you did. Ideally, you want to bounce a card like Leite, so that way you basically refine your counterblast, you draw a card, and then this will able to fuel your soul, and then give power to another regard to continue your onslaught. Lastly, the 2 cards that will call for Vert skill. The first one is Rosa, and the most important is the second skill, is that when it's placed from bind zone, you could choose all your front units and give it plus 10k, which is super helpful being aggressive in those last attacks. And then we have over here Nectaria, that during your turn, if you have a card of the same name as this unit in the bind zone, this gets an additional 10k, which is a beater on itself too. So that way you have powerful columns. This will be 34 by itself, and this will be 20k by itself. And then if you have force markers, they get bigger and bigger in a sense. Now to execute the combo, you really need just 2 counterblasts for the Vanguard skills. Princess Celtic is really extra in the sense too, but it's recommended to have 3 at that point, and you can refund it with Leite on the hits as well, but you can get away with 2 as well. So with the first attack, you're going to have this pressure on this force 1 marker, so this will be 16 plus 10, making it 26. Again, on hit pressure, they might guard in that sense too. Then your second attack will be over here. This can be 8 plus 9, which is just 17. Then your Vanguard will attack, and then on attack, you immediately discard 3 cards, bounce your whole field, and then you can call these units again. Now, skills will procs though. So we have Leite and we have this, so you can soul charge 1, give plus 4k over here, counter charge. Then this skill, from when it's bounced, even though you call it, you can still use the skill because it was bounced. You can soul blast and actually get plus 4k to this unit. So now, by default, outside of the force marker, these are 13k hitters, which is really nice. So then you do your drive checks. Now at the end of the battle, you do the last part of the skill where you can counter blast 1, soul blast 1, return this back to G zone, and stand your Vanguard. You can attack with this Celtic first. This is minimum 13k. If you got trigger, 23. This can attack for pressure. If this does hit, if this actually hits, you can counterblast 1 to bounce another regard, draw a card in that sense. If not, it doesn't matter, because when Vert attacks, you can use her skill, bounce the whole front row, and call from the bind zone, let's say these 2 cards. Her skill gives plus 10k to the whole front row. This is 10k bigger because there's another copy of herself. Vert will be doing twin drive. Any twin triggers go into these regards. Assuming if you didn't have any triggers, this will be basically 30k, and this will be essentially 34. I also want to show a bonus play too. If you're going against Lean Joker, and let's say they've actually locked your whole field, The stride is actually inverted in such a way that when you do the skill, you bounce cards. So it doesn't say regards. And so you bounce your locked cards and then call 2 regards to have pressure in that sense too. And then of course you'll do the skill where you can kind of blast 1. So blast 1, go back, stand, and guess what? You have more cards to attack with. And then this can go off to also balance these and then get from the bind zone. Let's say copies of these are 10k because it came from the bind zone, this one. Any triggers, and then of course boom boom boom. So, which is really key against the Link Joker matchup. So I think this is a really good stride just to have access to. The other card that stride that helps is the Anj grade 4, but that is very cost heavy and it only does so much, where I feel like this stride actually does a lot more. And depending on the grade 3 you have, it could actually really benefit you with multiple attacks. As you can see, we still make 6 attacks. And it's everything in the front row too, so you don't have to worry about like one of those Link Joker G-Guards to lock the back row. And that's the combo that I want to show off. It's pretty cool with this stride again. It's really helpful in just being able to have a restanding Vanguard in a sense, and then you got an out to Link Joker even more so. It's just really welcome into Bermuda Triangle as a whole. Obviously, there's a lot of Bermuda Triangle decks. This is just Prism really into what I'm doing. And then, of course, people that may be asking, will I be making an updated Prism deck profile in Premium? Yes, I will. Just give me some time, and I'll actually get that out soon as well, so be on the lookout for that. I'm excited to show it up with some of the small tweaks that I've added and also cards that we've gotten along this past year too, since the last time I published that. If you want to level up your gaming, check out Next Level Gaming. You could also use the affiliated link in the description below for a 10% discount on your next purchase. Also, if you want to get your next sets from 50 Card Shop, go ahead and use the code Jaime as well for the new sets. And if you want to support through TCG Player, use the affiliated link as well, since you'll be getting your cards from there as well. And if you like this video and find it worth of value, feel free to share it to a fellow amigo that likes Bermuda Triangle or Premium. Definitely helps with the algorithm. And of course, you know, share it to fellow amigos. And then of course, let me know in the comments what you think of the new Bermuda Stride and also some of the decks that can benefit from that. I love to gauge with the community too as well, hear your thoughts. Maybe take some suggestions with Prism too to help out with a better template deck profile. And if you haven't subscribed, and don't forget to hit the bell for instant notifications for more future content. Until the next time, amigos. Bye.